everybody, welcome back to Trinity Dairy. Don't forget to like and share the video, comment, subscribe, check out our merch store if you're interested in any of that. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Today is March, I gotta check the date, March 19th, 2024. It's pretty nice out, sunny. It's supposed to get up around 40 today. It's been very windy. Then tomorrow, I think the temperature is supposed to kind of drop back down like a high of 23 or something like that. But then this weekend, Sunday, Monday, they're talking some pretty big snow we could be getting. Actually, Thursday, I think we're supposed to get a little bit too. But I think they're talking like 4 to 12 inches or 6 to 12 inches or something like that this weekend. So that'll definitely change things, and maybe even more next week. It'll make kind of a mess, but it'll definitely be a welcome sight because we really need moisture bad. And I think that snow, usually this time of the year, it's usually a wetter snow. So that should help pack down some of this dead grass and stuff and help with the fire hazard and anything like that. So if we get, a foot of snow is usually about an inch of rain. So I guess we'll see what happens. The nice thing this time of the year is it shouldn't hang around too long. But what I'm going to work on today, I got to sharpen up the saw here, tighten the chain, sharpen it up. I got to cut up some firewood, but I've got a tree in the grove behind the house I want to cut down. I'll show you why when we get out there. But I want to get that cut down and then see what goes from there. But I would like to get out and maybe try to do some more disking today. Because right now I think all the frost is out. But if it cools off again here this week, we'll probably freeze up some again. So see if we can maybe get some of that done. But anyway, I'm going to sharpen this up and we'll head out to the woods. This poor chain gets it pretty rough. I've been cutting up some of those pallets with it, and it never fails when you're cutting those pallets. You hit a nail here or there. But it still seems to sharpen up pretty good yet, so I guess we'll just keep sharpening it. Alright, we're out here in the woods now, so I actually got 2 trees out here that I want to cut down. I got this popple here. It's starting to die. It's got quite a bit of buds on the top yet, but it's a pretty big tree. I want it to, it is leaning a little bit this way, but I would like it to fall this way because it's got a lot clearer path to go this way. I can cut this little thing down. If it falls this way, it might get tangled up in these pines, which isn't the end of the world. So that one will probably notch it on the other side, cut into it and wedge it. I think I can get it to go that way. It's pretty top heavy. Pretty much everything's at the top. And like I said, it's kind of leaning this way, but more weight is on that side. But we'll see. I think this one I might hold off on today because it's pretty windy. You can see the top moving around a lot. And when you're trying to direct it with those wedges, that's something you really don't want, is the wind fighting you. So I think that one today we're going to leave alone. And it seems like that one's, I think it's probably starting to get a little soft in the middle, but I think that one's pretty sturdy yet. But the one I'm going to tackle right now is, it's got a good lean on it, leaning the way I want it to. It's the part that scares me with this one and that makes it dangerous is it's got a bad spot in it, kind of right there. It's partially rotted, partially hollowed out. It's top heavy. And what you really have to worry about with those is that thing breaking off at that bad spot and coming back and getting you. But I want to cut this down because sometimes the kids are playing around out here, or sometimes if we have heifers in this pen, this thing is just into one of them points where it's just going to break off one day, and you don't want it falling on somebody because it's a big tree. So this should be a pretty easy cut. My biggest worry is if it breaks off up above, so I'm going to be keeping an eye on that. I got my hard hat on and that, so if any of the rotten branches up above fall off, it should help protect us some. So we'll set the camera up here someplace and see if we can get some video of this one. Well, there we go. It came down good. Went right about where I wanted it. It was actually pretty solid base. I don't really see much soft stuff here, but you can see here the bark was all peeling off, broke here, and the whole top pretty much shattered. You can see there, that was all dead. Top all broke off, so it was definitely one that needed to come down, but that one came down good. So like I said, my other one is that one there, but we're not going to do that one today because it's just too windy to try to fell that one with the wedges. I could just drop it into the trees, but I don't know. I don't like doing that either if I don't have to. I mean, if it falls into the trees and gets caught up, we can do that, but then it damages those pines, and they got enough damage last winter, so we'll try to leave them alone if we can. But anyway, got this down, so that was the main thing. I'm gonna probably cut some of this up, some of this dead top. I can actually burn that now, and the rest of it can dry out for firewood. Here's another tree that I cut off. I cut it off to put the camera on, but this is an elm, and this tree's probably, well, you can see I can fit my hand almost all the way around it, so it's not very big. But we got that Dutch elm disease around here. And elm used to be just massive trees, and then when that came through, a lot of them only get about this big, and then they die, which is too bad. They were a nice tree. They make really good firewood. They're hard, they burn hot, but that's this whole corner here. I've cut a lot of them out of here over the years. Some of them will get, you know, maybe a foot or so around. That's about the biggest ones I've seen anymore. So that's kind of too bad, but they don't go to waste anyway. But I kind of wanted, I know somebody had mentioned a while back about why I cut down the elm or something like that, and it's just because they wind up, they're all dead anyway. So I usually leave them until they start to die, and then I cut them down. But so that's one of them there. But yeah, I mean, this is a nice young tree, and it's completely dead. All right, we got the 12 all fired up. It's warmed up now. We'll go out and see how the disking goes. I had a lot of comments on our last video where we were disking, asking why I had the wings up on the disc. I run the disc with the wings up anytime I'm really wanting to disc very aggressive, trying to get the disc to cut in better. It just puts more weight up on the disc, and then you've got more weight per blade because you got less blades on the ground spreading it out, so it helps it cut a lot better. But if I'm disking like plowed ground or ground that's already been worked, then I'll flip the wings down and cover it that way. It's not that I don't have the power or anything, it just helps it cut in better. So that's why the wings are up. the north side over this hill, it's still frozen. The disc would barely even go in. Once I got over the hill on the south side here, the disc just went in perfect. So there's no frost on this side of the slope there. So I think what I'm going to do is probably work on the south side here, and we'll have to just leave the north side. I can get this south half worked up and get that much done anyway. And we'll just have to leave the north half till it warms up a little bit more. So we'll mess around with that and do a little more disking. Well, this side is working up really nice. It's just turning up really good. And I think getting some of this worked up, if we are supposed to get a bunch of snow, I think it might be kind of nice to have this worked up as much as I can. Help some of that moisture soak in more. Because even on, you know, this ground, it's going to have a little bit of a crust on it. It'll still soak in, but I think maybe having it worked up might help that out a little bit better. I guess we'll find out. Time will tell. You can definitely tell in places that I have some rock out here, and that is one big reason. Normally I just take that big field cultivator out here and rip this up, but for corn I'm not so worried about it. But with the small grains, I don't want to be pulling up a bunch of rocks. My brother Paul and the kids picked a bunch of rock off of here last year, and that field cultivator will bring them right back. So with the disc, that'll keep that to a minimum. I thought about moldboard plowing it because that doesn't bring up the rocks quite so bad either, but the disc is a little bit faster, and it's not really necessary to moldboard plow this. But I'm going to set you guys up here on the hill, and we'll see if we can get a little bit more video from up here. I guess we're going to wrap it up for the day. I got a pretty good chunk of that disked up there. The south side there was disking up real nice. I don't know, I got to run off to the bus route now, so I'm going to call it good for now. I might try to get back out there after I get home. We'll see how things go. Sometimes it runs into chores and it doesn't work out. After today, I think it'll be a while before I can get back out there, because it's supposed to be down like around 13 tonight and then in the 20s tomorrow. So that'll stiffen the ground back up again pretty good, but we're still plenty early yet, so I ain't too worried about that. Tomorrow I got to run over to a neighbor's and pick up some oats with the grinder mixer and the tractor. So we'll probably bring you along for that, see how that goes. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one.